lot of inspiring entrepreneurs also in the audience here with us today. So, Alistair, I start from you. Like, what would be the advice that you give to, people in the audience today that are either in the entrepreneurial journey in the start of it, or maybe they're thinking to actually make that leap?
I would definitely say that if anyone tells you something is impossible, most of the times it's not the case, so you need to believe in yourself. But you also have to be aware that there's stuff that you need to learn. So you should progress always stepwise. As Maurizio also said, seek advice, seek guidance from people who have already done it. It saves you money, and also what ends up happening sometimes is if you don't find that sort of advice, that sort of experience, you take on board a project, you start seeing failure because, nothing succeeds, or let's say the percentage of success, immediate success is low. This is pretty much like training for the Olympics or something. It's not like you become an Olympic runner in one day. There's failures, you're not training correctly, etc. Then with that guidance, you actually get less frustrated and you're more able to continue your journey. So basically you can then withstand to get to the end point.
Great. I like that training as an athlete, a mentality. It's a very strong thing. Yasmin, from your side, what do you advise?
Well, I was actually going to talk about mentors as well, because I think it's really, really important. But as Maurizio was speaking, I also kind of got a little bit of an idea of something else to add, which is I think it's really important as a startup to find the balance between the bootstrap and the funding, right? Like, I'm a big believer in bootstrapping. I think it really focuses the mind and makes you have to really take good decisions when it comes to where you're investing your resources. And I think that makes you a better entrepreneur. I think it makes your product or service better. At the same time, not having enough funding can kill your idea, it can kill your inspiration. So it's really about finding, okay, how much funding do I need to actually be able to make this idea happen and invest in resources where they're needed without obviously taking on too much, because funding can be an additional pressure in a different way. And one of the best ways to take these decisions is exactly through mentorship, through getting feedback from other people. I look back at many of the things that people told me along the way, good things and bad things, and some that you didn't listen to that you should have, and vice versa as well. But I think it's always a very enriching experience to hear other people's feedback, and it's really important as an entrepreneur to stay humble in how you receive that. I think that's going back to the inner skills of what it takes us to be successful. I think that student mentality is really important.
Great. Martes, what about you? What do you recommend?
Startup. You've got the word in it. You are our stars, really and truly. I see a lot of innovation, even because you need to be innovative in order to penetrate the market. As Yasmin rightly pointed out, it's okay to fail, as long as you rise and as long as you become more resilient. So never give up. I wanted to share a couple of ideas where we could also potentially help you. So last June, we held our first business dating event, which was precisely a mentoring event where seasoned businessmen and women had the opportunity to meet up with startups, and they exchange ideas. And I am using the word exchange ideas intentionally because I believe that both seasoned entrepreneurs and startup entrepreneurs can assist one another. We all have different ideas, and if we get them together, our ideas will become even better. So, as the Malta Chamber, apart from the other things that I mentioned before, the networking, the policy, the lobbying, the direct assistance, etc., we have another two avenues through which we can help. First of all, it's MBB. MBB is the Malta Business Bureau, which is a public-private partnership. I'm seeing here Joe Tanti, he's our CEO, where basically we can assist you even with interpreting EU directives or EU regulations which are in the pipeline and which could potentially affect your business decisions or any designs that you would be doing, particularly when it comes to programming, etc. We also have another public-private partnership, which is TechMT. TechMT is 50% owned by the Malta Chamber, and the scope of TechMT is to help companies to digitalize, to then internationalize. So there are multiple avenues out there which can help the star in our startups to shine. Reach out to us and we will guide you. We represent 75% of private employment. So even if you need to connect with our businesses, with other businesses to share your ideas or to get mentorship, we can help you. We can help you with that. But never give up.
Yeah. The power of community is really powerful. Maurizio, from your side, what do you advise for starting entrepreneurs that are starting up, or maybe they are in their early stages?
What I would advise is get always better at problem solving, because the way I see it, building a successful business is being resilient and being able to solve problems that are thrown to you on a daily basis. Those that fail, unfortunately, have a situation where their startup, doesn't change, they don't learn much from their mistakes, and they give up. But those individuals that actually find it in their hearts to remodel themselves, I always like to say to people I mentor and also to my employees that it's okay to do a new mistake every day. If you learn from new mistakes, you won't make them again. What's not good is to do the same mistake over and over again. So I believe that this mentality can be fostered, that it can be used to help people go for startups with the right mentality. Because I believe that entrepreneurship, yes, it's most of the time something people go into because they look at the big entrepreneurs, the Amazons and the Teslas. Everyone sees them at the peak of their success. No one is exposed to what they had to go through.
Yes.
I would say they are really resilient problem solvers. So I think we should teach more of that in schools.
Very good point.